Now then, onto the long testimony that has been extracted. AKA in the hallway. Now then, I was waiting on the 9th floor hallway when I saw someone rather interesting pass me by. It was the defendant, dressed like a magician, as she is now. She entered one of the offices. I noticed she was holding a gun in her hand, so I, being the citizen that I am, went to alert security. Just as I was about to go down, I bumped into 3 men who were going to the office in question. I decided to join their married group and went to the office with them, the crime scene. I'm certain that nobody entered or left the office after the defendant. Was that everything you dreamed it would be, Miss Dawes? Dots. Bastard. Sorry, I'm not the kind of person that plays ball. I state the truth, nothing less, nothing more. Hey, you know, I think you and I'll get along just fine, Mr. Rex. Well, Cross, I believe this is your moment to shine. Work with me, mouth. Work with me, jeez. Right. The more I look at it, at that testimony, and the more I compare it to what I have, the more I see the prosecution's breaking point. Yet again, fail. Oh well. Strange. What? Ah, sorry. Just me thinking out loud. I was just thinking that there was something in that testimony that made no sense whatsoever. Hey, I see more than one thing that doesn't make sense to me. Huh? Just watch, you'll see. Wow, you're a lot more confident than you were a couple of minutes ago. That would be because one very important factor of the case changed just now. The winning factor. Now then. Let's go. I was waiting, blah blah blah. Don't care about that. And press. Hold it! This seems like the most important part. Are you absolutely sure that it was the defendant you saw? Well, she's a bit hard to mistake for someone else. Besides, she reminds me way too much of Trucy for me to not pay attention. Trucy? My daughter. I believe I mentioned she was a magician as well. Hey, I'm not really a magician, you know. From what I've seen so far, you're a magician. Just not in a traditional sense, I suppose. Really now. My mistake then. That was weird. Why did you say it like that? Can you describe her in more detail then? She's standing right next to you, isn't she? I don't think I can get much more detail than that, sorry. My English teacher always said I was no good at describing people. Well, my English teacher said I have to work on my word choice. Not much else. So I guess kind of like finished right. Oh well. Then again, that could have just been because I accidentally called her an idiot once. Right. I was asking more about her actions other than her looks. And here I was, hoping I'd get a nice ego boost. Trust me, I can see you and your ego just fine, thank you. And your ego, aka how you dress. Ah. Well, from what I remember, you look to be in a bit of a rush, I suppose. A rush? A shay? Yeah, I suppose that maybe not the best suspicious thinking. You're in a magician's outfit. And the office? Which one was it? It was, and before you ask, I checked after we came into the office. 913. I see. Cough. That's quite a bit of information. Yeah, but this isn't my first time hearing these today. Still, now that I think about it, does anything sound off with what you just said? Well, certainly not, the office. Let's go with she was in a rush. There's one part of what you've said that makes me wonder. You claim that Miss Salt was in a hurry. Can't think of another word for that, yep. I see. Well, I guess I kinda was. I'm afraid I'll have to say that you're wrong on that, Mr. Wright. Chin's up. Eyes are glaring straight at me. Your hair's not falling off. Tones in pitch. It appears you have really found something. The question is, would it make a difference? Not quite sure yet. I assume you let us know what exactly you're talking about, Mr. Moriarty. And when don't I? The problem with what Mr. Wright just said might seem a bit trivial, though. By which I can safely assume it is. So please stop with the build-up and get to the point. Yes, Your Highness. You see, just a few minutes ago, we heard Mr. Eisenhower's... a few minutes ago, aka about an hour ago. Or actually... well, if you're watching this in the freaking, in the playlist all at once, then about 40 minutes ago. Maybe 50. Actually, yeah. Over an hour ago. Just a few... blah blah blah. Some of you may or may not remember, however, he happened to mention something very... peculiar. Jeez. Looking back at it, that hypothesis made very much sense. Her attitude was one of confidence. It seemed she knew exactly what she was doing and who she was looking for. See where I'm coming from? Mr. Wright claims that Miss Yalt was in a hurry, while Mr. Eisenhower seems to think that she was perfectly calm when he saw her. Well, what do you think, Miss Dons? For once. I can't help but think you might have a valid point. Really? Wow, that might be the first time that's ever happened. Ever. Does that mean that she won the trial or something? I don't speak annoying. I don't speak annoying. However, it doesn't make much of a difference. It's more than possible that one of the two is simply mistaken. Mr. Eisenhower, obviously. Of course, taking into account that both witnesses were probably under stress. And in the end, it doesn't change any of the facts. Does it, Mr. Moriarty? No, I suppose not. Well, I have to admit I wasn't expecting a major breakthrough, but... the defense agrees that this issue has been resolved. Wasn't that much of an issue in the end, I guess. I would like for Mr. Wright to continue with his testimony if possible. If what I'm saying is correct. Something on your mind? I guess you could say that. One of the many things you learn as a detective is to always follow the smallest details. where was I again? I noticed blah blah blah. And la presse. Hold it! And the gun you saw. Was this? Yep, that's the one. And you're absolutely sure of this? Hey, trust me. I will never make a mistake when it comes to that type of gun. Well, I suppose it's proper kind of looking at a pistol, but... I suppose. So, how exactly were you able to see the gun? Hey, not like I was searching for it or anything. She was holding it in her own hands. You mean, just like that? Out in the open? Why do you think I went to security in the first place? Sure, her behavior itself was strange, to say the least, but I wasn't going to do anything. Until I saw the pistol. I see. Interesting, isn't it, Miss Moore? There it is, irrefutable testimony of your client held the murder weapon in her hand. And yet you don't even flinch at the fact that you're standing next to her. Hey! Listen to me, you accomplice. Whoa, what do you think you're doing? What do you think? I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight back. She can't just talk to us like that. Heck, she's been doing nothing but insult you through this entire trial. Exactly. And you see me trying to slap her in the face? Granted, I want to, but... just cool down and let me handle this, will you? Is everything alright, Mr. Moriarty? She is about to call her an insult. Yeah! Good thing Cross stopped her. Perfectly right. This girl doesn't know what help means, does she? Now then, I have to think about this for a moment. Considering the evidence I have, could there be something wrong with what I just heard? Well, not number 2. The gun was in her hand. Done. I'm assuming you have been watching the trial up to this point, Mr. Wright. Indeed I have. And I, too, find this little detail interesting. If we assume that guy wasn't lying, that is. We've been assuming quite a lot of things up to this point, actually. Mr. Moriarty? What exactly are you talking about? You know, I actually wonder how she'll explain this one. Heck, this is actually going to be fun to see. These kinds of moments were pretty rare in my time, actually. I say you enjoy it, Cross. Oh, trust me, I'll enjoy every last second of it. Miss Stotts, yet again you disappoint. You appear to everything planned out to the last detail to put all the nails in my coffin. And yet, you let this slide. For shame, Dawes. Oh boy, where do I even begin with this one? Actually, that's a pretty dumb question because I know exactly where. Mr. Wright's and Mr. Eisenhower's testimonies contradict. Yet again, actually. I'd say it was about time at this point. Honestly. You'd mind if I said I was a bit confused. It's a contradiction. It's brutally. On one end of the world, we have the witness statement from the that hook by now. I see your point, I see your point, Cross. Admittedly, there appears to be a problem with these two hippos. Appears? What exactly is that supposed to mean? How does she even think she will talk her way out of this one? You see, there's one simple way to counter this claim. Different moment. Different moment? It's incredibly simple. Let's say there are two different moments. Moment A and moment B. The moment A is a moment Mr. Eisenhower witnessed the defendant. She had her gun hidden. After Mr. Eisenhower passed her, was thinking that she was safe or not, just not caring, she took out the pistol she was hiding on her. At that time, moment B occurred, where she had it out and was spotted by Mr. Wright. That is, where do I even begin? He said the same thing when he started it. Not now. You do realize how far-fetched that is, don't you? Why wouldn't you take the pistol out after he was in the office? Jeez, you get it right. There's supposed to be one about when it's like that. Jeez. As we have discussed before, we have no insight on the relationship between her and Mr. Brown. She might have just been trying to be careful, considering who he was. I guess we're back to this time. It looks like she just turned it around to her advantage. I will acknowledge that there is, in fact, merit in what the defense is claiming. However, I'm afraid I cannot acknowledge this as a contradiction to this fact. Hold on, just one moment. There we go. How come he always sides with her? Some of your arguments from before actually had more merit than this one. And yet, he's suddenly deciding to give her the benefit of the doubt. Just what is going on? Hey, you still haven't figured it out? I was sort of under the impression you women can pick up on these kinds of things. These kinds of things? 7 months earlier, outside district court. You know, I've been meaning to ask. Exclamation mark. What do you want? Did I startle you? Sorry, that wasn't my intention. Just answer my question. You're a direct one. But it doesn't take a student to figure out what my question is. Why do you give up like that? Any argument can be turned over. So could have mine. Could have been countered with practically anything. Heck, you were doing it that way through the entire trial. So why give up in the end? Give up in the end. Dots. People like you disgust me. You think that because of my job I am some sort of harvest demon? Do you believe that just because it's my job to find the defendant I'll throw my morals out the window just like that? Dots. These are the facts. Your client was innocent. That man was guilty. I realized it as you did. So why should I have gone on? Why would I have proceeded to willingly put an innocent person in jail and let the monster walk? I'm not an idiot, Mr. Moriarty. That much I can tell, believe me. I'm glad. I've met people like you, you know. Did you know? Just now you claim that you have morals to uphold. But in the end, your morals are nothing more than term. In reality, when I asked you why you did it, I guess I was being rhetorical to a point. After all, I already knew the answer. You're the kind of person that hates injustice to the bone. The kind of person that's willing to do anything to make things right. I didn't know you majored in psychology too, Mr. Moriarty. For the last time, call me cross. And I didn't. It's sort of a trick I picked up from a good friend of mine. You have friends? I'm honestly shocked. We don't have to be enemies, you know. We're not. But not being my enemy doesn't make you my friend. I wonder where I've heard that before. Well, I suppose we'll have to work on that. Cross? Never mind, forget I said anything. Back then, it was nothing more than a silly guess, I suppose. But today, I guess I'm finally able to see that Miss Dawes has provided me with an explanation I find equally as plausible. Thank you, Your Honor. This isn't over. This seems like a little problem, but in the end, I see. You can proceed with your testimony, Mr. Wright. Oh, right. I'm still here. Well, if I may ask. Why? Because it's important, of course. Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you on that. I'm just curious why you would want to hear something like that. A, everyone already knows. And B, something you witnessed yourself. You were there, weren't you? Or is there a third clone out there? No, I was there. Oh, I just realized that's one now, you. Well, while I'm at it, I suppose since I'm on a roll. Yeah, you're on a roll, right? It's a shame you didn't mention how handsome and charming and just dashing you are. The other person is a good detective in charge of this case. Mr. Master... something. I doubt it's hard to remember Masterson. And the third person was Mr. Eisenhower, who was on the stand before me. Interestingly enough, he was just coming down from the stairway above. I tell you, that guy goes pretty fast. Agreed. Huh, that wasn't as hard or annoying as I imagined it. As I imagined it to be. Oh, he didn't describe you as much as he said that guy. Do you get a chance to talk to them, us? For the sake of the court, before you ask. It was as brief as you can get, I'd say. Before I even managed to open it. They were going on about some gunshot. And the next thing I I'm following them to an office, which just so happened to be the same office the defendant entered. I see. I wonder. There are two things. One, well, I assume the gunshot figure corresponded occurred while we were walking to the staircase. I'd say that's the correct assumption, yes. If that's the case, then the timing is off. Question mark. Come again? Let me explain. In Mr. Eisenhower's testimony, it seemed very much like there was some time between Mr. Galt entering the office and the gunshot. Enough time for him to go upstairs and do some business there. However, if your testimony is true, the gunshot would have rang out right after she entered the office. This is a clear contradiction. I don't really see how either of our arguments make sense, then. You know, considering this is the only time, it would have made sense for the gunshot to occur. Maybe Mr. Eisenhower's testimony was inaccurate, or his business didn't take very long. I'll be going with the latter, if possible. Well, Cross, does it satisfy you? Can we proceed? Not yet. You said something very interesting right now, Mr. Wright. This is the only time it would have made sense for the gunshot to occur. For, to me, this sounds like you didn't know when the gunshot occurred. This fits something weird you have said earlier. Before I even managed to open my mouth, they were gone about some gunshot. I think if you only found out about the gunshot when you met the group in the staircase. Exclamation mark. Huh. I actually completely forgot about that. I assume you can see where I'm going with this. Why did you need to be told there was a gunshot? When it happened on the same floor you were supposedly on. Exclamation mark. That. I'm really going to screw you over on this one, won't I? Excuse me? Well, this really isn't a contradiction as much as it is a memory fail, so to speak. Where do I begin with this? At the morning before the crime, Trucy had lent me her MP3 player with music from the Gaviners. The Gaviners? You don't know them? Sorry, not really a big fan of the whole music thing. They're a pretty popular band, you know. Actually, what's really interesting about them is that they consist entirely of members of the police. I think the lead singer is Piano Gavin or something like that. Piano Gavin! No. Clavier. No. Is it? Dunno. I don't remember. Sorry, I don't really listen to them. Oh geez, it's totally not egotistical to call your band Gaviners, then. Wait a minute. Did you say Gavin? Blah blah blah, going to say clavier, or clavier, whatever. I say clavier cause, don't know why. Anyway, Trucy is a big fan of them. Well, alright, maybe not. Not sure what that kid listens to these days, but there was a song or two she wanted to hear. Apparently, they just so happened to be about some legendary defense attorney. Anyway, aka him. While waiting in the hallway, I got bored, so I thought I could give it a try. At the time the defendant entered the office, I was listening to a song by the name of Shoot the Bullet. You've got to be kidding me. Yeah, that song's awful. I found Ron the Earl much better. Not what I meant. Fitting the title, there were sound effects similar to gunshots in the background. Not to mention I couldn't figure out the audio settings, so it ended up being on loudest. As you can imagine, I was borderline deaf to my surroundings. When I heard the real gunshot, I finally just mistook it for a part of the song. The rest, I think you can assume easily. Yay! What the heck, man? Why are you going against your own team here? Well, X-Team, I suppose. Why didn't you mention this before? Maybe because what Mr. Wright heard isn't as important as what he saw. Ah, she finally speaks up. Well, are you proud of me? With what? With the way I handled that, of course. Maybe if you had actually told me about this. What can I say? I'm an old man. Never mind, just look. Keep the digging there. Keep digging. There's bound to be something else I'm missing here. And maybe I can turn this new fact to my advantage. Somehow. Now, if possible, could we proceed with this, Mr. Wright? Your wish isn't my command, but I don't see why not so. Anyways, press again. Blah 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 blah. Here we are. Now then, I believe it would be this one. Just to make sure, when you saw Miss York into the office, you immediately went to the service to alert the security. And there you saw Miss Eisenhower coming down from the floor above. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. I'm assuming this is the part where I find out the bad news. It is, actually. Let me quote Mr. Eisenhower. Him, but after I saw Miss York entering the office, I'm afraid I had some business to attend to on one of the floors above. I heard the gunshot coming from below and quickly made my way down. How did you manage to remember all that? Because it's a part of my job, of course. Every little detail matters in the end. There's always a chance something small might come up that might make or break my case, after all. Going back to you, Mr. Wright. You claimed that while you were walking from the hallway to the staircase nearby, Mr. Eisenhower went upstairs, did some business there, and came back down. Last time I checked, Mr. Eisenhower isn't Superman. Suddenly a very bizarre image comes to mind. Well, he did say that he quickly made his way down. I actually remember him looking like he'd run a marathon, now that I think about it. If his business didn't take much time, then I guess it should still be possible. I assume you were walking quickly, too. After all, you had just seen someone carrying a gun. You had just had to walk a few meters. You just had to walk a few meters. This should take less than a minute. On the other hand, Mr. Eisenhower had to run God knows how many floors down. 3 floors down. Not like Cross can actually remember this, apparently. Who could do that in some business in less than a minute? Do you have a better explanation than what Mr. Wright said, Mr. Moriarty? Explanation? What do you mean? What I've just pointed out makes no sense. To you. Again, we don't even know what this business of Mr. Eisenhower's was. Not to mention the fact that we don't know how many floors above he actually was. 3 floors, you idiots! Jeez, he said 12th floor in his frickin' testimony. Or am I wrong? I don't know. Quite sure I remember him saying it was the 12th. For all we know, he could have been finished and started making his way down when he heard the gunshot. I'd say that's still more than possible, all things considered. I suppose, but... Also, the fact remains that you still did see him yourself when you got down, didn't you? Or wait, let me guess. It was all a part of some complex trick to give himself an alibi, right? Irk. I'll take that as I've come to my senses. I'm sorry for wasting time. As usual. Next time, please try looking for something a bit more relevant, if possible. Alright, I believe that was wrong. Where you met them? And I'm a bit bored of freaking talking. There we are, okay. Alright. Nothing. Alright then, so press... Hold it! I believe it was here somewhere. How did he know that the gun was the murder weapon? Miss Dawes, you have been claiming since the very beginning that this pistol was the murder weapon, didn't we? I wasn't claiming it. This gun is the murder weapon. No question about that. But I'd say there is. After all, we have never been actually given physical proof that that's the case. No proof? Have you completely and utterly lost your mind, Cross? Huh? Where do I even begin with this? For one, there's the fact that the gun was confirmed to have been fired that night. Secondly, it has been tested that and confirmed to be the murder weapon. By the police, might I add. Or do you doubt their word as well? Thirdly, all witness testimony supports this. Innocent bystanders. Standbuyers? What the frick are standbuyers? Oh wait, right. Wait, what? I don't remember. Oh well. Anyways. Go. I don't buy that for 1 second. But yeah. What was it? that I was gonna do again? See you when I get back, YouTube. I'm back, YouTube. Hold it! Press again. I did, but of course I got that. Oh well. Doesn't mean I wasn't supposed to do it, but oh well. Press. Hold it! Could you describe the crime scene to us? Oh, you know, it's a textbook crime scene. As usual, it was in a complete mess. You fell right here. That was a result from an uncaring worker at poor office. I can only imagine what it would feel like to work there day after day, let alone live there. Sort of depressing, actually. Right. Did anything in particular strike you as out of the ordinary, perhaps? Well, let's see. If by out of the ordinary you mean something aside from a girl dressed like a magician, holding a gun in her hand, while standing in front of a huge shattered window. In an office that looks worse than, according to that kid in my hospital room. No, I guess nothing really comes to mind. Or no body. I see. Cough. Wait, what does he mean when he says my hospital? Do they leave it reserved for him or something? Gotta stay on track now, Cross. Just keep digging. And that's it? You saw absolutely nothing else in the office? Nothing else that I consider to be mention-worthy, no. Come on, Cross. I should try and picture the office in my head. Perhaps there's something I'm missing. Mr. Right. Let's see. Is there anything that looks wrong in what I just heard? Nothing else there. You claim that there was absolutely nothing else of interest at the crime scene? Sorry to say, but I claim otherwise. And this piece of evidence shows just how wrong your claim is. No. The broken window. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on Miss Dawes. Dots? Question mark. I find it interesting how problems and solutions keep repeating today. Almost as if the prosecution keeps trying to fix the sinking Titanic. Or the defenses of broken parent. What I'm trying to say here is that this is something to do with a hymn. And, if possible, I'd like to take this time to point out. You by any chance happen to remember me mentioning I was listening to music? And the fact that I couldn't really listen to my surroundings. You know, things of that nature. I completely forgot about that. Just thought you should keep that in mind. Anyway, you were saying? Never mind. Pretend like I didn't say anything. Don't we always? Right, anyway, where was I? And press for another thing. Hold it! No one cares, Cross.
No one cares. Jeez. Alright. Your footsteps. That's right, I think you got your facts mixed up on a certain little detail. One explanation later. Well, what do you think about that, Miss Dawes? Idiot. I like the part with the ponies. I am honestly shocked that a mind can conceive something like that. But it works, right? It would. If it weren't for one small problem. Which one? You were there when Mr. Wright entered the office. You know there wasn't anyone hiding. Yeah. Which brings me to this. Now then. I'm certain that nobody entered or left the office after the defendant. Press. Hold it! And you paid close attention to the door the entire time. I mean, you're sure nobody else came in? Trust me, from where I was standing, I was easily able to see just about the entire court, the entire hallway. Other than Miss Yaw, nobody entered or left the office. And isn't it possible someone could have just sneaked by? Maybe you just didn't pay attention and maybe escaped by the staircase. Yeah, funny you should mention the staircase. Because I was standing just by it, actually. So, you were standing near the staircase and you were able to see the entire hallway. Yeah, and from what I remember. There was absolutely nobody in that hallway, aside from me and Miss Yacht when she came by. I see. By the way, where exactly did she come from? Oh, she came from upstairs and she passed me by. I have to admit, she's quite a fast runner. Wait, didn't something about this sound kind of strange? Well... she came from upstairs. Jeez. You're saying that Miss Yacht came from upstairs, but... there's no reason to believe that. It makes no sense for her to be coming from upstairs. Dots and question mark, it doesn't. I swear, Cross, sometimes you say the strangest things. He says that like we've known each other for more than... oh, I don't know, 10 minutes. More like half an hour. Tell me, hypothetically speaking, what difference does it make that she came from upstairs? In fact, what difference would it have made if she came from downstairs? In fact, how is that even relevant to the case? In fact, you just repeated the question 3 times. Well, wait. No, what am I saying? Of course she came from upstairs. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking of. The general thought that goes through the mind of the penalized look. Be a little more careful next time, will you, Cross? I will, trust me. Well, made any progress so far? Not yet. I shall come back, YouTube. Nice. Alright, I'm in YouTube. the hallway? Miss York was the only one we saw in that hallway. That's interesting. We are going to try and suggest again that crowd argument. Manners, Miss Sans. I haven't even finished yet. Question mark. Let the wheel start turning. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but I simply cannot believe it. Well, I'm not lying. With the way things are going, I'd say at least one of you is. But it is something that has crossed my mind so many times. And no matter how many times I replay it in my mind, I simply cannot remember its meaning. And it's quite simple as usual. Last night when I walked into the hallway, two people saw me shopping their house. One was Miss Eisenhower, while the other was Mr. Wright. At this point, their choice seemed to have been extra far to go down. But now there appears to be a plan. But tell me, how exactly did Miss Wright now see himself in the office? When Mr. Wright never saw him in the hall? Exclamation mark. I know I've been saying this question a lot lately. How do you respond to that, Miss Sans? Holy crap, I feel like I'm speechless. Oh crap, I actually left her speechless. I can understand your frustration, Mr. Moriarty, trying to desperately latch on to whatever it is that's currently gluing your case together. It must be quite painful. Let me share a little interesting fact to you, Cross. Mr. Wright never saw Mr. Eisenhower for a reason. For you see, the stairway overlooks the office. The stairway overlooks the office. The office. How cheap? Question mark. And my speech has ruined the thing again, yay! Allow me to explain it like this. After Mr. Eisenhower passed by Miss York, he made his way to the stairway. Got up to about half the staircase when he looked back at her. At which point Mr. Wright had just exited one of the offices. Dots. He saw Miss York into the office, and Mr. Eisenhower saw her enter the office from the staircase. It is as simple as that. The heck it is, not to mention. I see. I suppose that clears that up quite well. Mr. Moriarty, this cross-examination has been going on for quite some time now. And, as we can see, has bared no fruit for the defense. Dots. Well, Mr. Moriarty, are you finally prepared to give up? My case is perfect, and so is this testimony. You still haven't denied the fact that Mr. Wright saw your client into the office. You still haven't denied the fact that Mr. Eisenhower saw your client enter the office. You still haven't denied the fact that nobody left the office. And most important of all, you have no evidence showing that that person was involved. Dots. It looks like it's come to this after all. It's now or never. Either I'll take her on this now, or do nothing and watch it all go down. It's useless, Eileen. That's question mark. Even after all of that, you still haven't learned anything. You still can't be bothered to remember the details.
you're never able to see the big picture.
Too much saliva in my mouth. Basically because I'm talking so much. Jesus.
Anyways.
What? That's exclamation mark.
Mr. Moriarty. And because of that, you'll never be able to realize it. Realize it? Something you never could, no matter how hard you tried. Something you never will if you keep going on like this. What has gotten into you? Dots. Eileen. This is the moment where I'll show you that no matter how hard you try to push things your way through little tricks, eventually it will all come crashing down for you. That's right. I finally realized that this is the only way I'll ever be able to fight people like you. What do you want from me? You claim that you want to rise above crime and injustice, but you're never able to realize that what you sometimes do is no better than what they do. Really? The way I see it, it's nothing more than fighting fire with fire. They do nothing but harm other people through lies and deception. So why shouldn't I? Because you don't know that the people you prosecute are guilty. Because you'll eventually make a mistake. And you'll be a criminal, won't you? Why are we even discussing this? Since when does someone like you even care? Dots. No matter what you may think of me, there's a reason I became a lawyer. Are you alright, Cross? Perfectly. You look a bit... cough. I'm fine. I still remember what you said, you know. Just as you're ready to do anything it takes, so am I ready to do everything to stop you, be it right or wrong. Dots! Exclamation mark! Yeah! Why are you talking like that all of a sudden? Dots. Because I'm a man of my word, Eileen. Dots. You see, Miss Sons, I came to a realization. I realized that up to this point, I haven't been actually attacking you, as much as I've been building a defense. A trait of chess players unable to think outside the limitations of the board. In fact, the ultimate flaw, as someone I know might say. But now, after this testimony, I've finally found a way to fight back. That's right, I've finally found it. I've finally found the key, bringing your case to the ground. Bravo, bravo. The gallery is talking for the first time in this custom case. Order, court. You stated several times over that this testimony is perfect. You can't be serious. There are numerous
appear hesitation again. Let's see if every contradiction I have pointed out in his testimony. Mr. Wright claims he saw Miss Dalton and her. While Miss Eisenhower claims he was I seem to remember What are you saying, Mr. Moriarty? Have you been sleeping all this time or something? I'm saying that these contradictions between testimonies can be explained by both of them telling the truth. Your Honor, these enchantment of this cult, both Miss Wright and Miss Eisenhower are, in fact, telling the truth. I'll be here for one point this out. Isn't that just supporting my case? After all, both of them are the truth besides your own. Or is that your own answer? Yes. That's right. Giving up? What on earth gave you that idea? Question mark. As usual, you're not letting me finish. As I said, both Mr. Wright and Mr. Eisenhower are telling the truth. But not the truth that you might want. Yeah. Hey, I see. I didn't need that. Oh well. I don't see anything straight as that, Mr. Wright. I'm simply putting the pieces where they belong. Keep going. Break the illusion from so that the true part of the case can finally begin. That's nice. My client, Christine York, is seen entering the car at this 9:13. My two people, in fact. Mr. Eisenhower and Mr. Wright. And these two accounts. Her description is surprisingly better. We have Mr. Eisenhower, who says that she appeared to be calm, not mentioning that she had a gun in her hand, while on the other hand, we have Miss Wright, who claims that she appeared to be in a rush, saying she held this gun in her hand. Later, both of these men would meet at this area with nice force. While these two contradictions may be forgiven with a simple stress, along with one other problem, it doesn't work. Namely, what Mr. Eisenhower was doing at the time of the crime, after Mr. Eisenhower passed he went to one of the floor shops to take care of some business, and while he was doing that, he heard a gunshot come from downstairs. He rushed down the staircase and eventually met with Mr. Matheson, me, and Mr. If we were to follow that, then the country
start happening sometime after Miss Yacht enters the office. However, I remember during Mr. Wright's testimony, he says that he saw a pistol in Miss Yacht's hand immediately when she entered the office. The next thing we knew, he was with the group that came after hearing the mention, which according to him was incapable of doing. Now, are you finally beginning to understand? The moment Miss Yacht entered their office, the group of people was already there. In other words, the gunshot must have already occurred at that point in time. Don't mind me, just getting a drink. Just taking a sip of my drink. In case you haven't figured it out at this point, Mr. Wright and Mr. Eisenhower, in fact, witnessed two completely different events.
Objection!
You can't be honestly suggesting what I think you're suggesting. What you are saying is that Mr. Eisenhower saw Miss Yacht enter the office, and sometime later, Mr. Wright saw her enter the very same office. Absolutely not. Question mark. Now. Checkmate. You see, Your Honor, there's no reason for Miss Yacht to enter the same office twice, so obviously she did not. What kind of roundabout logic is that? There's no reason for her to enter the office 2 times, so she didn't. You can't possibly know that. I thought you were trying to counter my theory, Stones. Exclamation mark. As I was saying, there's no reason for her to do that. So let's try and find an alternative, shall we? An alternative? Well, if I take everything that's been said and done into account, then I'm left with only one possible explanation of what happened. Mr. Moyer, what you are suggesting right now is more than a little confusing. Very well. I'll try to be as direct as possible. I'll use my phone. I have to admit, even I'm a bit confused by what you're suggesting, Ross. For you, I can let it. For someone like me, this should be interesting. I think she's a little bit. Yeah, I don't think just is the right word for it. With butter to work? Of course! And yes. But you knew, didn't you? Well, it did cross my mind at least once. Still, I didn't think that's what actually happened. You know, even though it's actually told me secret. Why? You should have been able to figure it out faster than I did. Now then, Miss Immortal, you are now suggesting the following. That Mr. Wright and Mr. Eisenhower in fact witnessed 2 different events. And yet, for some reason you claim that Miss Yacht did not enter the same office. Excuse me, spitting all over my monitor. Honestly, I hate this mic on the top, at the top of my freaking monitor. Jeez. Should've been down at, like, somewhere else. Much more easier. Or at least one that could pick up my voice more easily and the volume more easily. Jeez.
Though both testimonies say that she did. Okay, I wonder about that. And so, Frost, what exactly are you suggesting was going on when they witnessed these two events? Let's go! So, in its cell phone? Are you sure you're thinking of the right piece of evidence? I am. Because this cell phone is the key to figuring out what happened last night. Well, it's important to be specific with the text message. Text message. If you take a look, you will notice it has message that a part of the message that appears to be in the code. 666-333-333-444, blah 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 blah. Yes. I seem to remember that you mentioned that this was some sort of code used between the defendant and the victim. Honestly, I don't know why the perfect cop couldn't figure it out. It's an easy code. The actual purpose of the text messages are just included in that. The important part right now is the code. That's where the crux of this whole matter is. Wait, don't tell me you actually. That's right, I've deciphered it. You managed to do what several of our police officers failed to. I find that more than a bit hard to believe, to be perfectly honest. Please, Miss Moriarty, tell us. What does the code in the text message say? There we go. That is what it says. Take that! Office 1013. The message reads, Office 1013. Office 1013. That number certainly rings a bell, doesn't it? It's the office right above the crime scene, after all. Objection! Just a sec. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. By that tone of voice, I think she's already figured out my game plan. How do we know this isn't some random number the defense came up with on the spot? Oh, do you want me to demonstrate to you how I reached this simple solution? My back. Jesus. When is this thing gonna be over? I think I might end it at the, possibly after this. Ow. Then of course I'll relax for a little bit and stuff, so... Oh? Do you want me to blah blah blah? In fact, I bet you can reach it yourself too. All you need is a cell phone. Yeah. It really comes down to a simple matter of practicality. The code is blah 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 blah. So all you have to do is enter the number in the phone. The dash is there to show that it's the same letter of 333. So when you enter it, it will be 666, which is L, 333, which is F, 333, which is F, 444, which is I, blah 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 blah. Ow, my back. Well, what do you think, Miss Dawes?
Did I come up with this on the spot? But what does this mean, Mr. Moriarty? How exactly does this connect with Mr. Wright and Mr. Eisenhower seeing two different events? It has everything to do with it. And I think I might do something. Actually, I think I might end it here, YouTube. Yeah. I'm getting quite tired. Even my sword is getting quite tired. So, I shall see you in the... Hold on. I shall see you in the next video, YouTube. Because I'm getting quite tired. And my voice is getting quite tired. So, yeah. See you in the next video, YouTube. Goodbye.